For this next step, what I did is, and the camera can see this, I cut my long strip board across here, and then I marked a second one across here. That's just the line. So if you're having trouble making that big long cut, then we'll try. Well, after we cut that, we'll do. You guys can start doing one where you cut incrementally. Right now, I'm going to show you guys, if you were successful at cutting this one, what to do with it, and then after that, I'll show you how to cut the other one. Okay. So what we want to do from this is cut pieces that are 24 by 24 at 1/4 of an inch to a foot, or 6 inches by 6 inches in regular old dimensions. So check to make sure that this edge is good and clean, okay, and that it's a nice square edge. If it is, then you can continue. If not, then you'll have to clean up. You'll have to cut a piece off to get a clean edge. In my case, it's pretty clean, so I'm happy with it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark the distance over of 24 feet. Here goes. Make sure that the camera can see. So on my 1/4 inch to a foot side, there it is. I'm going to line up the 24 here. I'll put a little mark there. I'm going to do the same thing towards the bottom. All right, and then draw a line between those two. So by measuring over 24 and 24, right, what I'm trying to do is to get something that's square. You can double check that by laying your board on a smooth piece of the table and using the square and kind of lining it up. Switch this one around. And it should come up pretty close. This one's slightly off, but it's pretty good. Okay? All right. So once I have that, now I can make my cuts. And I'm fortunate, I have one of these little goodies. This is the mini version of the bigger one. All right, and I'm going to put this on the cutting mat. And one thing that's very important when you're cutting is to make sure that you are looking down at this ruler. Okay? If you don't believe me, take the ruler and turn it sideways, right? And mark a line, right? And what you'll see is if you mark the line and you're standing back here like this, you won't see the line. Because of the thickness, the line is under that edge. Then when you stand up and you look down, then you will see it. So it's kind of important that you can see what you're doing. So my line of sight is right down at that edge. So I'm going to now cut this. Once again, I'm going to keep low entry angle, but make sure that my blade is straight up and down. I am going to make really slight incremental cuts. That's 3. There's 4, that's the paper. And then 5. There it is, it's 7. Okay? So now I just do the next one and the next one until I get 6 of them out of this piece, and I'm done. Okay? So that's one way to do it. If you're having trouble, if as you cut, you're finding that you can't get a nice clean set of cuts, then the alternate to that is to draw the line across. You first get a clean edge. Draw the line across, right, and then do one at a time. So I'll demonstrate that right now. I'll stand up, looking down at the object. Line up the 24. Draw my line between them. You can even double check it by holding your square up to it. That looks pretty good. All right. Now when you do your cut, you're only going to cut that far, and then you continue on afterwards. So here goes. Right? Now I have to stand up so I can look down. All right? That's how I'm going to line this up. I'm looking straight down over the edge of the ruler. And there is my first piece cut this way. All right? Again, if you're finding you're having a hard time getting that long cut, it might be better to do this. You do need to just double check as you do them to make sure that the sides are pretty close to square. Right? So you can check them with a ruler like that, or with a square. Okay? All right, you guys give it a try. Your goal is to cut 6 of them.